The Leaders Coach podcast is about connecting leaders to an identity that will help transform their leadership by engaging in conversations that lead to opportunities for growth, authenticity, and vulnerability. As we're unlocked, we simultaneously empower others to live and lead unique and authentic lives. Let's go deeper. Welcome to the Leaders Coach podcast with Dr. Shanita Brown. Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of The Leaders Coach with Dr. Shanita Brown. You guys can follow us on Instagram at The Leaders Coach Pod. That's The Leaders Coach Pod. You can also follow my personal Instagram at Dr. Shanita_Brown. Make sure you guys are going to our website at theleaderscoachpodcast.com. Make sure you guys are just engaging with us, and we would love to hear your comments. We would love to hear what it is that you are liking about the Leaders Coach podcast. Man, I'm telling you, this entire season 2, we've been talking about transformation, and it has been an amazing season. We've had phenomenal guests from those who are in our community, from those who are serving in civic government, those that are serving in nonprofits. And of course, you've heard from me about what transformation is, what it looks like, and what it looks like for leaders, for leadership as we are growing into who it is that we need to be in order to lead who we've been trusted to lead and steward to lead, right? And so I'm just excited about this season. I think we're going to continue this season, even next season when we get into season 3. But I thank you guys so much for listening and just being a part of what's happening with the Leaders Coach podcast. And one thing I would like to say from my last show, I talked about, hey, what can we call you guys? What can I call you guys? I made mention to Beyonce has the Beehive and Tamar Braxton has the Tamartians. And so I would love to hear your ideas of what you should be called as the audience, because again, we are a family, and I just love that you join in with these conversations. Thank you so much for the love that you've shown. And so we're going to keep that momentum going. We have an incredible guest that it's on for today's show, and I was just amazed at this young man. I've seen his growth, and you guys will hear me talk a little bit more about that in our conversation. And I would like for you guys to just be a part of the conversation. Sit back, relax, drink you a soda, and well, you don't need no soda, drink some water, right? Drink some water and eat a healthy snack as you guys are engaging with us in this conversation. And you guys are going to hear a little bit more about this young man as we were involved in this conversation. And I'm just excited that he decided to be a part of what it is that we are doing, what's happening with the Leaders Coach podcast. You guys can also hit us up, let us know what you would like to hear more of, what you like, what you other guests that you will have. I'm hearing so much from this season of transformation and just the guests that we've had, but we want to hear more about what it is that you would like for us to hear and what it is that you would like for us to do. And you guys can also email us at leaderscoach@ShanitaBrown.com. That's leaderscoach@ShanitaBrown.com. Engage with us. I know you guys are going to enjoy this conversation. I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoyed having this conversation with my brother-in-law. And you guys are going to hear a little bit more about that. But hey, tell somebody that they need to tune in to the Leaders Coach podcast with Dr. Shanita Brown. It's going up. It's not going down. It's going up, and we're only getting better from here. Enjoy this conversation. Y'all know I'm always excited when I have a guest. I just don't take it for granted that guests decide to be here on the Leaders Coach. And today I have my brother. And y'all might be like, Dr. Brown, you always have a brother. This whole season of the Leaders Coach, everybody's being your brother. But this is a true brother right here. The other ones are true brothers, but this is a real brother. I have 2 sisters and a bonus sister. And 2 of my sisters are married. And this is actually my brother by marriage. And so I feel like that's a sibling. I love him more than I love my sister. Now let me stop. But this is a real brother right here. So let me go ahead and tell you guys who he is. His name is Juston. Yes, Juston Thomas. He is from Houston, Texas, and he has called DFW his home since he was 7 years old. He might as well be from DFW, y'all. He been here since he was 7, right? He is a man who loves the Lord. It is definitely evident in the things that he does. He loves his wife. That's also evident. He loves his friends, his family. And Juston brings both heart and creativity to everything he does. He and his wife runs a photography and videography businesses together. They capture life's most meaningful moments. And he's going to talk a little bit more about that in the show. And they just celebrated their first year of marriage of this year of our Lord 2025. Yeah. And so when he's not behind the camera, you can find him laughing with his friends. I'm going to put this in here just because it's not in his bio. He be dancing. I don't care where he is, what nationality. You go find Juston on the dance floor. When he's not behind the camera, he's exploring new sports around the city and just enjoying his life and the people that he loves most. And so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody that's listening, what I want you guys to do is put your right hand and your left hand together. Put your hands together for my brother, Juston Thomas. Woo! How you doing today, brother?
Thank you. I'm good.
Good. Well, good. Well, thank you for being here on The Leaders Coach. We are so glad to have you on this episode of The Leaders Coach. And so we're going to just dive right into it. And, Juston, I know I said that he dances a lot. He knows every line dance. Like, how do you just sit and learn them? How do you do this? Tell us about this real quick.
Well, growing up, my mama was always in the trail rides. So
okay.
I was a kid, my mama took me, and I was taken care of by that whole entire community. So just being a kid, watching my mom dance and watching everyone else around me dance, I just kind of picked up on it. I also just had a rhythm for just music or anything. Like if I can just catch the step, I may mess up maybe 1 or 2 times. Yeah. Once that third, fourth, I got locked in. So that's really where it started from, was as a youth.
Train up a child in the way they should go. He's a dancing machine. I'm telling y'all, he's a dancing machine. And before we get into this, I definitely have to say this. I met Juston a few years ago. Of course, him and my sister courted, and trying to feel this guy out as a big sister. Try to feel him out and try to figure out. Let me see what's going on with this. But I can honestly say that I've grown to love Juston, and I'm not just saying that just because we're on the podcast. He is such a phenomenal young man. I love the way that he loves my sister. I love that. Just so affectionate with her, and I love that. And so any big sister always want to make sure that her sister's taken care of, and I know that my sister's taken care of in the person of Juston. And so I appreciate you, brother. I just want to give you your flowers right now for what you do and who you are. And so definitely want to say that before we get started. Just love that about him. And so we are on this podcast today, and we're going to be talking about stop. No, I do. I can say a lot about Juston. We don't have enough time, but great brother. I mean, he's not perfect. None of us are, but he strives, and he's a young man. And he strives. And so he's on the show because this season we've been talking about transformation, and I wanted him to come on because as a young husband and a young entrepreneur, I want to see how he had to transform to be who he is today. And so let's go ahead and just kind of start with some marriage. How has marriage changed the way you see yourself as a man and as a leader?
I would say marriage has changed how I view myself as a man and how I sacrifice and how I put my pride aside. And I didn't realize when you're a single man and you can kind of do everything by your own rules, you don't really care, you don't really have the advice or second opinion of someone. But once you are in covenant, you now see yourself for what you really are, because she's the mirror to me. She's the mirror that shows the ugly side that I never really took time to pay attention to. So marriage made me be a better man in confronting the ugliness and confronting the, I guess, hardships that I didn't pay attention to in the beginning. Like, I had trauma from here. I had problems with this from this side or from this past moment. So marriage really me more to be more in tune with who I am as a man and my journey as a man overall.
Got you. And that's a big step. You mentioned something just about that sacrifice part. And so would you say that's been one of the biggest shifts that you've had to change in your mindset from?
Man, one of the biggest, the
Yeah.
biggest for sure. Because when you're single, and when I was single, I was living with my parents, so everything was really just mine. It was mine, and
Hmm.
I didn't realize how selfish that was until I
Hmm.
got with Brianna,
Hmm.
and it was nuts because for the first time I'm like, oh, everything doesn't revolve around me.
Yeah.
Oh, I have to ask someone else's opinion before I just move and do this or move and do that. And at first, it was irritating because I had no control.
Hmm.
But then it helped me to shift control to the Lord and ask Him, like, okay, you brought us, can you have your way in this?
Yeah.
And it also, I enjoy it because now I can, I guess, how I put it, I value this woman's opinion.
Mm.
And I don't move or make a choice without her decisions first,
Hmm.
just as she doesn't do the same, vice versa.
Yeah.
And that both took us time to get to, but now it's like, that's my right hand man.
Hmm.
That's my best friend. That is my confidant. And that is the person I'm in covenant marriage with. So before I move, I'm like, let me go to the Lord, but let me also go to this person right here to make sure, like, hey, is this a good idea? Hey, am I the right thing? So sacrificing the it's all about me mentality to
Hmm.
go into team mentality was the biggest shift, but it was the greatest blessing in disguise for sure.
Wow. That's good because even as you're talking, I hear a bunch of humility because we definitely have to die to ego, right? Die to self to be able
Yeah,
to,
definitely.
yeah, to be able to hear this other person. And I like what you said. You say you had to, you didn't really say you had to learn, but you had to see and realize like, hey, this is a person I can trust. Because I think sometimes when we are in marriage, even especially like just period, no matter where you are, it's not an automatic like I'm gonna
Yeah.
trust you. You have to grow to that thing, and for you to realize like, hey, I had to grow to this thing, even though I decided to make the Brianna my life partner. I still had to grow to trust it. That could you speak a little bit more about that?
Yes. Growing to trusting it is when you're I think there is a different mindset when you're in a relationship, like just dating,
Hmm. Hmm.
and then when you're in marriage.
Sure.
In a relationship, you're kind of just like, okay, I don't really gotta go with you. You're just there.
Yeah.
So I can really still kind of do, and like I'm just like, oh yeah, cool.
Hmm.
I'm gonna go this way. But when marriage comes,
Hmm.
now I'm not only how I say it, God is now the mediator.
Hmm.
So now I can't just move on my own.
Yeah.
Because if I'm moving off from my marriage, I'm not just disrespecting the Lord.
Hmm.
I'm disrespecting the person that made me.
Yeah.
So going from moving from that was extremely challenging. Because when we were dating, yeah, it was cool. Like, yeah, okay, I can do with your opinions or whatever. But once we got married and I had to learn, okay, this is a person I'm gonna be around every single day,
Hmm.
all the time. And I need to learn how to trust her wisdom, trust her in moments where I may not have the best choice.
Hmm.
And that took some time because I'm a man. I want to be controlled, but I
Hmm.
also was raised by a caring and loving mother and father. So
Hmm.
they showed me how to live your life with your hands like this rather than like this.
Yeah.
And so that helped me when I got married to her because it didn't take me too long to catch up on it. Cause I was like,
Hmm.
okay, me and you are together, so I have to trust you.
Yeah.
And it took time, but once I got it, oh, it's so freeing because now the weight's not on my shoulder.
That's good.
It's on both of them.
Yeah.
And when she can't carry that weight, I carry it.
Hmm.
When I can't carry it, she can carry it.
Yeah.
And it worked out in the end. So
yeah, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That's good that you guys get that at such a young age. That's just a beautiful picture of just being yoked together. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
being able to being open to learning and learning each other and learning new things. And so even with that being said, because even though you have this partnership with your wife in transforming, I love who you're transforming into, by the way, and I cannot wait to see all the things the Lord has for you. And so how do you balance still having that individuality with who you're becoming in partnership with your wife? Because you guys still are individuals, but you still are partners. So how do you balance that?
I'm still learning it now, sis. I'm being real with you.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest. In the beginning, like the first maybe few months of our marriage, really the first year, I put everything I was into my wife. When we dated, I had my time. I could go back and have my time. But when I was married to a woman, I had that time was gone because I put so much into my wife that I completely began to lose myself. And the toughest part about that was this is my wife, her name is Bree.
Yeah.
She told me she told me that she was not responsible for like that burden. Like, because I took that burden upon myself to be like, well, let me learn how to be this for you. Da, 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 da. And she was like, that's not a burden to carry. I never asked you to carry that. I'm still learning too. You have to learn on your own. And for that time, I was just so focused on just investing in her. What can I do this way? What can I do that way? And it broke me a lot.
Yeah.
But once I shifted, maybe I think like 4-5 months ago, I started choosing myself. Like, okay, let me give myself time to figure out who I am. How do I learn as an individual so that way that can transition or blend into my married life.
Yeah.
And so for me individually right now, I've been back in my scriptures, trying to read more consistently on an individual state, getting one-on-one with the Lord, trying to get back into Bible studies on my own with the Lord, and just trying to get more in his presence by myself, because I feel like if I can be disciplined with God one-on-one,
yeah,
I know that will transition into me being a better leader, a better husband, and a better overall human being.
Yeah.
Because I'm in that secret place with him. So that's right now the individual season is just trying to be in that secret place, trying to be one-on-one with him in my individuality. So that way it bleeds into my married life, because I think, and I may be like butchering it, but I think it's Proverbs 3 verse 5-6, which is trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. But it says always acknowledge him and he will make your path straight.
That's it.
And so if I'm acknowledging him first, that's individualism. I gotta go one-on-one and acknowledge that. And once I'm acknowledging him and applying him to my life, it bleeds into the married life as well.
That's good.
And then my wife, like Christ loved the church. That's Ephesians 5 verse 25. Anyone don't know that?
Yeah.
And so that's where individualism is coming into right now.
Yeah. No, I like that. Because one thing you said about just a burden, and you said, shout out to Brianna. That's my sister. Shout out to Brianna. I was about to say Brianna Brown, but she's a Thomas now. Brianna Thomas. Shout out to Brianna. That is my sister. That is Juston's wife. And one of the things that you did say when you were talking about that burden, and you said Brianna, we call her Bree. So when y'all hear us say Bree, y'all know who we talking about. You said Bree was like, that's your burden. That's not my burden to carry. And to be to be aware of like, hey, I will help you through this, but it's not just solely on me. And for you to say, you know what, let me look back at myself. Let me work myself through whatever it is that I'm going through. Because as you mentioned, who I become will show up in my marriage, right? And so I think that's a very pivotal point of understanding just that transformation. And again, like I said, I just really hear the humility in you, Juston. I don't know what's going on in you, but you've always, to me, you've been a humble guy, but I can just even hear it. So, even on this call. And so I like that. It's just a mindset perspective. And I can even just see that just in our calls. Yeah, last time I seen my brother, it was July. He was here for my birthday. And so y'all give us a minute. Y'all probably like, well, y'all seem like y'all ain't talking in a while. Well, we haven't. So y'all are in this conversation with us. But just glad to see who you are, my brother. And so with that being said, so entrepreneurship, man, that is a hard business, but I see these young people. I mean, they're posting things. I love what it says in your bio. And when you guys in your bio, and it talks about capturing life's most meaningful moments, and they do that. I'm telling you, they'll take a picture of a champagne glass, and I'm like, what is this? But it captures. It's just like, where are the people? And so that theme right there actually talks about what it is that you guys do. So what brought you into entrepreneurship, specifically videography and photography?
Okay. This started when I was around, I would say, so I don't know what happened, but I just felt this passion to do photography. And it started off with like film. So like getting it, rolling it in the camera, clicking it and all that. And it started out that way. And it transitioned, and I was just starting to work for my church that I was currently living at the time when I was living with my parents. And fell in love with it. I fell in love with doing videography and just being around, having that camera, and the beauty of just capturing a moment just always resonated with me.
Yeah.
And it was just something that I just enjoyed doing. Now, in entrepreneurship, that's a whole different ballgame. That was when I ran into Brianna.
Okay.
I always grew up. My dad was a hardworking man, so I was gonna work a regular 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Work my butt off, have my hands looking all crazy, but I was gonna take care of my family. That was my thought process, like day one. And I was like, I'm gonna work an Amazon job, and I'm gonna just my back gonna care. I'm gonna just do it.
Yeah.
But she got into photography. Like she'd already been doing business for a long time, so she already kind of knew how to do that from her youth. And so I'm still a little fish in this big pond, but she just knew what to do. So I started doing videography, and I was just like, why don't you try to do photography one time? Because we were serving at a church in Dallas. And she was like, I think I'll give it a shot. I'm gonna go get a camera. So she gets a camera and she starts shooting, and I'm looking at her photos, and I'm just like, you did this? And you just started? I was like, do you think that we should try to do something here? And I don't fully remember how it happened, but I know that the Lord just moved on our hearts to start running a business. And once we started business, we were doing a couple weddings for free and just trying to enjoy and just see what we felt. And the joy of creating, like it says, capture life's most precious moments. Just that moment be captured and seeing the reaction from people when they see the clip or the footage. Was like, yeah, this is what we want to do. And in that beginning stage was probably the shoot, even a little bit lately, but from the beginning stage to maybe a few months ago, it was probably the hardest time we had ever been in. Like we were stressing. We were constantly trying to figure out how to get clientele, how to get people to notice us. And it was hard because we were surrounded by people. And also we live in Dallas. It's a very deeply saturated community of videographers, photographers. And it's really through word of mouth. And so it was just times where we just were like, yeah, we're done. I would go and work some other jobs just to like keep us flowing and going. And she would work and try to build herself up as well. And it was just hard. And we was like, Lord, when are we going to be able to just do this full time and just never have to work again? And the Lord said, just give me a little bit of time. I'm going to work something. And it started off in January of just this year. And we started to slowly see the clientele increase. We see people referring to us, giving up word of mouth. And that's when we were like, okay, maybe we can do this. And now we're about to be, it is September, so October, November. We will be in 3 months, a full year going full time to doing this. And we never was going to be possible, but this will be a full year. Actually, if I'm correct, we started doing this. Yeah, actually in October, it will be a year.
Wow.
It'll be a full year of completely going full time and being as a whole business together.
Yeah, that's it.
October will be a year.
Wow.
But if we're talking about like the longevity and like how it started where we get more clients, then yes, December will be a full year where we've actually done this full time. And it's a blessing because some days we're just like, oh, we don't want to do this anymore. Gear is like, oh, you see how much this gear is. You see how much this is. But I think it sanctified us even more as a married couple.
Yeah.
Because now, and I'm being real. I know she's okay.
You say that again. It went out. You say, you know what now?
I know this is your sister.
Oh yeah,
but
yeah.
When we first started doing this, we couldn't stand each other.
Yeah.
Like, they like, and people would come to us, oh, y'all do so perfect. I'm like, we can't stand each other. Yeah. But it was all two creative minds.
Yeah.
Both got two individual different styles of creativity. But through these last few months, I have learned, not even learned, I have fallen into a deeper love for my wife because of this, because we struggle, because we clash. But now we don't clash, we just talk. We communicate, we share ideas. When we get into this, when we do this stuff together, we flow. And at first it was definitely a struggle in the beginning, but now, we just flow like nobody's business.
That's good.
And I'm grateful that God didn't like, every time we felt like we tried to get away from each other, the Lord just kept bringing us right back and kept restoring us, and he kept showing us like, I'm gonna keep taking care of you.
Yeah. Just
keep trusting in me.
Yeah.
Because I think it was I may have forgot which book it is in, but it said, appointed time, I the Lord will make it happen.
That's good.
And that is a verse I've been resonating on a lot lately, is when that time comes, he knows that everything is perfect in his timing.
Yeah.
He will make it happen. And every single time I'm like, oh man, we're going to get through this, we're going to get through that. He just gives us more than what we need, or he gives us what we need.
Yeah.
Doing this and doing entrepreneurship, you start to learn to just trust that he'll give you what you need, not what you want.
That's good. That's good. And I love how you said that, just going, and that's what life is about. As we're going through these struggles, it sanctifies us and it renews our strength, right? I was teaching us Bible study a few weeks ago to the teens and young adults at a church I'm at, and I was telling them that the Bible says to they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength, right? And so even as you're waiting, your strength is being renewed. And I love the way you said that, the restoration, because you guys see I won't say the good in each other, but you see like the trials and the tribulations and the hiccups, like it makes you stronger. And I love how you said that, like, hey, I just even have found a deeper love for my wife because of the restoration. And that's exactly what Christ does for us, right? He restores us, he sanctifies us. And so I'm glad that you guys are at this beautiful place to where you guys can continue to work. And again, that's that transformation we're talking about, from that caterpillar to now this butterfly. And I think you pretty much said it already, but I just want to hear it from just like a one word, just to sum it up, like, because you've already told us how you stayed aligned with your why when things got tough. And so for the people that's listening, what was that why, that anchor that you stayed aligned to even when things got tough?
What was that? I could sum it up in one word. This is gonna sound super cliche,
Okay.
but faith.
That's good.
Faith. I think it's in the book of Job, and I've read this recently, but it was Job. Remember, Job had everything and it was gone, and his wife is telling him, like, you need to just curse God, just go and get out of here.
She sure
But Job
did.
looks at her and says, can we not accept the good things of the Lord without accepting the bad? And that's where the faith came from, was there are going to be some months where we are flourishing and life is going to be good.
That's it.
But then there are going to be some months where it's going to be a dry spell where we don't even know what's going to happen. And in the beginning, like the beginning of this year, I really was doubting the Lord. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, are you going to take care of us? But in the last few months, from this month all the way past, I've watched him time and time again give us what we need, take care of us through, and it gave me a sense of security to go, he's going to provide even when I doubt him. And I just pray to him this prayer a lot of times. I say, my heart trusts you, but my flesh wants to deny that you're going to do anything for me.
Yes, sir.
So let my heart be stronger than what my flesh is. And I'm still in that battle. I'm not perfect, like you said, but it is good to know and have this reassurance that I haven't had in a long time, that he's going to continue to keep going. He's going to continue to take care of me.
Yeah.
And all I have to do is trust and have faith. And when we're down and out and we don't have that courage or that joy, I'm going to try to uplift. I'm always that joyful person.
Yeah.
When she's sad, I'm like, I got you.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's good.
We got you.
Yeah.
Take care of it.
Yeah.
And that's a weight, because I have to still trust and believe that he's going to do it, even when it doesn't seem like it. And even when my wife may not feel it or I may not feel it, I have to go, I've seen what you've done.
Come on now.
I always got to keep looking back. Like, I've seen what you've done. I've never seen the righteous forsaken. I have to continue to remember that you are going to continue to take care of us. If my eyes keep being fixed on you,
yes, sir,
you won't turn away from me.
That's it.
Okay. And when I think like that and I just take a breath, I'm like, okay, this is, who knows what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know.
Yeah. And, God gives us enough for today, because the Bible tells us that, he even takes care of the birds and the animals and all those things like that. And so,
how much more will he take care of us?
Come on now. That's good. And so even, just you're talking is just hearing being steadfast, immovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord, because these winds are going to come, these waves, and you guys have weathered it. And so with that being said, tell us a little bit about what's your name of your business and how people can find you. You have websites, different things like that. We want to make sure that we are supporting you guys, because I hear the transformation, I hear the transitioning, and I know this is going to encourage other people to just withstand the things that they're going through, because they know that greater is coming. So tell us about your business.
Of course. My business. Well, sorry. Our
better
business,
correct it. No, I'm joking.
I gotta correct it. I don't try to be like, oh, it's me. No, it's us. But our business is JB Thomas Visuals. It's JB Thomas Visuals. J for Juston, B for Brianna. You get the gist.
Yeah. You
can find us on Instagram. Our Instagram is the same exact name, JB Thomas Visuals, and we have site jbthomasvisuals.com, and most of the time people can find us through there, or even Facebook, JB Thomas Visuals as well. And that's mainly where you'll find us. You can find our website, check out all that we've done, check out the photos that we've done, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Got you. Yeah, and again, that's JB Thomas Visuals, and they do a phenomenal job. I'm not just saying that because, I'm saying that, but they do. I'm like, and Brianna, she been charging us since she was 3 years old. She started writing stuff. They're like, give it to me. That's $5. I'm like, dang. So when you said that she's been an entrepreneur, she literally has. Even I remember her being in middle school and high school and finding these gifts and talents. And Brianna was like, I'm not working a 9 to 5, and she has stood toe to that. And so.
She made me confident. I'm like, you know what? I ain't about to work at 9 to 5 either. This crazy.
Yes, I love my sister, but she said, I'm not working for nobody. Yeah, it's good to see how y'all's dynamic has come together. So one more thing before we end this show, and when the Lord calls you home, hopefully to be years and years and years from now, how does Juston Thomas want to be remembered? Real quick, when the Lord calls you home, how does Juston Thomas want to be remembered?
I think I said this not too long ago. I think it was at my a funeral of a lost one that I had. I want to, when I leave this earth, I don't want people to cry because they won't see me again. I want them to cry because they know that I'm safe.
Yeah.
That I'm home. Mm-hmm. I want them to just think about nothing but laughs and good memories of me being there for them when they needed me. And I think that's just always how I want to live my life. Is I remember being young and being through those bullying dark moments and really not being happy. And I want to just love people and just make people be happy and feel and laugh, because I went through those times where I didn't have no one to make me laugh or be there for me. So when the Lord takes me home, I just want to be just like, he always made me laugh. He always knew how to just make me smile. Anytime I saw him, I was just like, I'm going to have a good time. Yeah. And that's always one to live my life. Is I love the Lord. He loved the Lord. And he just knew how to laugh and dance.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's good. And when people have businesses, it's usually their personality, and it goes back to he wants to make sure JB Thomas Visuals want to make sure that they capture life's most meaningful moments, and that's with the laughter, that's with the dancing, that's with your loved ones. And so when that event passes, JB Thomas Visuals, you can go to the videography, the photography of the things that they did for your event, and you can always smile knowing that, hey, this is what it is. And so, guys, thank you so much for tuning into the Leaders Coach Podcast with Dr. Shanita Brown. You guys can find us on Instagram at The Leaders Coach Pod. Also, you guys can hit up our website at theleaderscoachpodcast.com. You may say, hey, Dr. Brown, I want to be a guest on your show. You can do so by going to that website, theleaderscoachpodcast.com. Right there in the center, it says be a guest. Click on there. A member from our team will hit you back up in 24 to 48 hours. And not only that, you may say, hey, I want to share some thoughts. If you go to that voice message right there, oh yeah, we big timing. Click on that, leave a voice note, and we will definitely make sure that we answer those things. Or you may say, you know what, I just want to email you. You guys can email us at leaderscoach@ShanitaBrown.com. You guys, this has been phenomenal. This has been a season of transformation, season 2 of the Leaders Coach Podcast. Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell somebody to make sure that they check it out. And not only that, make sure you guys hit up JB Thomas Visuals. Make sure y'all hit that up. All right. God bless you. Peace. Stay up. And until next time, I'll holler at you guys. This has been the Leaders Coach Podcast with Dr. Shanita Brown.